Recent studies have shown that optimism isn't merely a singular disposition, but an actual neurological reinforcement wired into the human mind. Today, we'll answer the question of whether the glass is half empty or half full. The basis of optimism begins with our brain's ability to travel back and forth in time. When our brains envision future events, for the most part, they envision them unrealistically better than they would most likely turn out. Why does our brain do this? Well, optimism could very well have been one of the key factors in our evolutionary survival. Without the ability to envision the future, would our ancient ancestors feel the need to save food for another day? Would we even care about global warming or eating healthy? However, with the ability to imagine the future also comes the ability to foresee the imminence of our deaths. This is where optimism came into play. Without some level of unrealistic optimism for the future, our caveman precedent wouldn't be bothered to evolve if they decided they were just going to die anyways. Our optimistic disposition also stems from a part of our brain called the hippocampus, which has to do with memory and imagining future events. Sherritt's study found that most people focus more on positive thoughts than they do negative ones. Our brain functions also interpret positive and negative thoughts differently. In the same study Sherritt conducted, she asked patients to envision happy thoughts and found that the frontal cortex transmitted more activity as opposed to when patients were asked to think of undesirable thoughts, and found the frontal cortex transmitted a significantly lower amount of activity. Other neurological structures that exhibited the same behavior are the amygdala and the rostral anterior cingulate cortex, or RACC. When patients imagined desirable events, these two structures exhibited enhanced activity, whereas they exhibited little activity when patients were asked to imagine undesirable events. So, can optimism alter reality? In Sherritt's study, one group of students were primed with words such as smart and clever right before taking a test, and the other group of students were primed with words such as stupid and dumb. The students who received positive enforcement fared much better on the exam in relation to the students that did not receive such enforcement. The students' brains also responded differently depending on whether they were primed with the words stupid or smart.
But I could go all night.
The students who were primed with the word smart exhibited enhanced activity in the anterior medial part of the prefrontal cortex, which is a region of the brain involved in self-recollection and reflection. The students primed with the word stupid, however, showcased no such heightened activity. After being primed with the word stupid, their brains expected to do badly and didn't seem surprised or upset when it made an error. So be optimistic, because our primate ancestors didn't evolve millions of years through their apt use of food distribution for you not to do the same. Because your hippocampus, amygdala, RACC, and your prefrontal cortex are all rooting for you. And because we can say that all glasses are half full, because most of the time they really are, and if they're not, there are plenty of glasses in a kitchen.
I need you in the here and now. Instead